I'm already recording. I'll cut all this bit out, obviously.
Yeah.
So I wanted to pick your brains, and this is only going to be internal. Remind me and everyone who could be watching this how much you lost in our first 12 weeks.
Geez, Gav, I didn't actually check on the records. What was it, like 43 pounds?
It was 43. I think it was 43, wasn't it?
Yeah.
43 in the 12 weeks. And look, amazing. And have you kept the weight off?
I've picked a bit up, but that's just because of laziness. But the principles that have been applied, it still sticks with us. Probably 5 days out of the week, we try and watch our calorie content. As I said previously, my partner, she jumped on the train after 2 weeks, seeing me on it, and the principles have been installed with her as well. So probably 5 out of the 7 days we stick to it, and we're in a calorie deficit. And obviously weekends we go a little crazy.
Absolutely.
Drink a glass of wine. And
how much more have you put on since?
Probably about, what is it? Probably 4 kilos. What is that? Probably 8 pounds. But I juggle.
Oh, that's nothing then. Yeah, that's nothing. So you're still 35 down.
Between 4 and 8. So I juggle.
Oh, easy. That's perfect. Yeah. So look, the reason I want to do this call, because not everyone will get anywhere close to 43. And so rather than just talking about how you feel and the benefits of that, I want to work out the mindset behind that, because everyone gets the same program, everyone gets the same coaching. We want to work out why you and maybe 4 or 5 others did so well, how you could stick to it, what your mindset was each morning. So let's talk about that. Talk to me, what was your routine, if you can think back to when you were doing it? Or did you get up and do, and why did you stick to, everyone knows about the calorie deficit. What made you just stick to this literally every day for 12 weeks, didn't you? What was the mindset behind that?
Well, for me, I'm a bit of a stubborn bugger anyway, on a good day, when it comes to training and programs and stuff. So if I've set a goal, I'll stick to it regardless. And obviously coming out of a South African context and paying, what is it? I don't know, I can't remember if I paid in euros or in pounds. It doesn't matter. For us, it's quite a steep price to pay. So obviously the monetary incentive was definitely there, and a little voice in the back of my mind, don't go and waste your money. But that wasn't the biggest thing. I was just really looking for a bit of a kick up the butt, and that's exactly what you were. Apart from the monetary incentivization, it was just actually having someone that can keep you accountable as well. And I think probably that's the thing about me juggling a little bit at the moment, is that I don't have that accountability. I don't have that weekly call, check-in with you guys. And looking back now, probably the last 2 or 3 calls, it was probably a bit redundant for me. So I just probably said the same exact thing over and over. But looking back at it now, that accountability with the guys and one lady at a stage, that accountability was actually pretty cool, and it kept you humbled. And it was nice to see the different progress about different guys and just chatting about how they see it. But yeah, for me, it was actually quite easy. I think my body adapted to it quite well. I think I was one of the lucky ones that could go really low without.
Yeah, you were quite lucky. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. And sorry, carry on, Ryno. Carry on.
Yeah, so, sorry to interrupt you, Gavin. But I didn't get angry or anything. My body, and I could still go out for a 30-minute run with enough energy, come back, and none of the headaches or anything like that. Heartburn that was there previously, everything was gone, all gone.
Yeah, I'm just going to add into that bit. We'll carry on. So just everyone that is watching this, everyone's got a set tolerance. And it's really a perception of how hungry they are. So the people that can lose the best weight, obviously, one, they've got to stick to the diet, control their calories, get their exercise done. But ultimately, it's the person that can stay in that calorie deficit for the longest with the least amount of difficulty and pain. And correct me if I'm wrong, you dropped to about 1,600 calories, didn't you? 1,500 calories.
Yeah, there's some days I was operating at 1,200. That bloody app, if I had to update close the day at the end, it didn't want to give me a figure. It said I was too lean. I think luckily,
and you just weren't hungry. You just weren't hungry, were you?
No, I think my body, I ate, but I didn't get close to the protein that I should have got, and I love protein, but I didn't get close to the figure that I should have, that we were calculated prior. I didn't get even close to it.
And what weight did you start with, Ryno? What was the starting weight?
Starting weight.
Yeah, your weight, your starting weight.
I was, when I started with you, Gav, I think it was 110 kilograms, 112.
So it's about 225, 230 pounds, just for the Americans watching this. And here's the thing, guys, and I want to talk about this. The calories that Ryno dropped to is very, very rare. And that is definitely why he lost so much in 12 weeks, because, and people would say, well, is that safe? Is it dangerous? It's safe and perfectly safe and achievable if someone can operate. The difference is dropping to 1,300 calories, even 14 or 15 for someone that's 230 pounds. For most people, that's not going to be sustainable. But for whatever reason, your mindset, your stubbornness, your body just adapted to that very, very quickly. And as you said, you could still go for a run, you could still function, and you didn't feel restricted at all, did you?
No, not at all. And a couple of tricks I probably played is, one thing on my mind is, like, even if it was a low calorie meal, I told myself, listen, I did have something to eat. It's not that I didn't eat. And there was probably 85% of the time I had my 3 meals a day, which was fine. But some days I cheated myself and I pushed almost like a little mini fast. What do they call it these days? Fasting, like a little mini fast from evening until around 10, 11 the next morning. And then I would have my breakfast, lunch, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I dropped, some days I dropped to 2 meals a day. Yeah, and I felt strong. So I didn't have any issues with regards to that. So it was a bit of a cheat as well on my side. And obviously on the days that I knew I was going to be in trouble and we had friends over, or it was a birthday party, I would like drop both meals and I would have a couple of beers in the evening because the calorie content is going to pick up where I didn't have any.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I just try to
yeah, so for those that are watching, I just want to make this clear. Not everyone can do what Ryno can do. So, because you often get people in the group that compare themselves to someone like yourself, or we've just had a couple do very similar. There was Paul, there was all the guys back in the day when you were doing it. You can't compare yourself to Ryno because your metabolism is different, your tolerance is different, your stubbornness is different, your why is going to be different. So there's so many factors that go into making this. And some people would just have a very high tolerance of discomfort. Mate, you know, your level of discomfort for you was bearable, wasn't it? It was fine. But for someone else, that might have been a 9 out of 10, and they would have think, I just can't stand that. But for you, it was like, okay, I'm eating less than I want to, but I'm not struggling here. So I just wanted to make that clear to everyone. You just because Ryno went on 1,400 calories for 12 weeks, it doesn't mean that you can. You know, and just because people say dropping, you know, very, very low is not safe and not achievable, not sustainable. For some people it is. And if we look at a lot of the fitness competitors in the world, one, they're using a lot of drugs, most of them, but two, the ones that get in the best shape have got the ability to withstand or sustain rather a really controlled calorie diet for a long period of time, which is why they can get in such great shape. So I just wanted to make that clear that everyone can't just say, okay, if I just copy what you do, I mean, they would lose a lot of weight, but would they be able to stay there? Probably not.
Yeah, Gavin, I probably think just for the guys out there that do listen to this, it's also a question of I didn't come in at a crazy weight. So I was already like, I was definitely overweight, but I wasn't that overweight. So I think also for me to drop to that calorie intake is much easier than a guy that consumed way more calories and bodies used to taking into a much higher calorie count. So yeah, I just think I ate bloody poorly going into it, and that's why I picked up the weight. I just ate poorly. And one of the cool things about the app was actually to learn about food and the calorie content about food. So to see what an Avo has compared to a Big Mac or something, it's insane. Yeah. So it actually learned me quite a lot about food and the calorie content of it.
Yeah. Just on that, what was your strategy, Ryno? Did you eat the meal and then record it, or did you pre-program in any of your food? And so, like, some of the guys go the night before and program their food in what they're going to have the next day. What was your strategy? What made you stick to what you did?
At the start, definitely we prepped every day, prepped the meals in advance, and even the evening's meal going into the next evening would be prepped, and I was ready to go. So, but as I started to learn about the food, I could already guess what the portioning is and put a different meal together, and it would be fine. Still to this day now, I can put a meal together and I would come in at 700 calories for the day, or for a meal. I try to keep a meal to 550 calories, which is pretty low. And I can still do that with ease. And that's what we still do. We're doing it this evening, for example.
And it gets really easy. You've got 3 meals of 500, you know you're hitting 1,500 there or thereabouts, don't you?
Yeah. And the interesting fact about eating smaller and cleaner, if I could call it that, is actually with less ingredients, the food actually tasted bloody better.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Yeah.
It tasted better after a while. I think your body was so bloody grateful it's getting stuff in. So,
absolutely.
It tastes better. Yeah.
And just quickly, I know you're a busy man, but how much exercise were you doing? So your calories were quite low, which is why you lost a lot of amount of weight. You had very good persistence. You could stay there. But just tell everyone how much exercise you were doing on a weekly basis.
On a daily basis, I tried to get in at least, I did 10,000 steps like a bloody religion. I think over the entire period, I probably missed 2 days that I didn't get to that. But I did it like a religion.
You got your steps in. You're running, weren't you? Mostly running?
No, but I would hit my 10,000 steps prior to my run. And then I would at least do some days, at least when I started off and didn't feel confident enough to run. But a month in, I could do a run nice and easily. But yeah, half an hour run every day, and I would probably burn just in that, I would burn 700 calories with the pace that I ran. So practically not a sprint, but close to it for myself at that stage.
Look, I don't actually know how you did it. I mean, the calories you were on, I mean, I know that's why you lost so much weight, because not only were your calories low, you're actually burning a lot. And the fact that you could sustain that for 12 weeks. So I just want to make it clear to everyone, what Ryno did is not always possible for most people. You just have to find your level. If I always look at this level, this is 1 out of 100. 100 is David Goggins style, you know, like running half a marathon every day. And then 1 is like laying on the sofa doing nothing. You have to find your level of discomfort, the level of effort you're willing to put in. And Ryno was definitely up there. You know, he's no Goggins, but he wasn't going ballistic, but it was really the food that got you there. So, yeah, anything you want to add? Anything that could be valuable to some of the guys watching this?
I obviously know I'm on the probably opposite side of the spectrum with regards to it, but I also think that the type of food that I ate was good calories. It wasn't a Big Mac. It was a proper chicken portion and an avo and an egg and a whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't muck around with regards to that. So I ate good, solid, wholesome food. It wasn't empty calories. I want to reiterate that as well. And I'm just grateful that it worked out, and that I still enjoyed my beer. I work for a wine business, so still enjoyed my wine.
You still enjoy a drop of the red every now and then, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm sitting here at work. You can check. So
recommend me a nice red. I need a good recommendation, a good salad.
Yes, what you guys can have over there? Probably a Bellingham. I think it's in Tesco. So Bellingham.
Was it Blenheim? Was it
Bellingham?
How do I spell that?
BELLING.
INGHAM, yeah. Bellingham.
H-A-M.
Is that red or white? Is that red?
I think both is in Tesco, so red and white.
And they're in Tesco's, are they?
Yeah.
So we go there, Tesco's up the road over Bellingham, we can check it out. How much are we looking at?
Now you guys pay a lot. It's probably, well, a lot. It's not a lot for you guys, but 10, 12 pounds. Yeah,
okay.
Probably, yeah,
What'd you pay in?
Yeah.
What'd you pay over there?
Yeah.
Less than that.
Yeah, and it's good quality wine. Yeah.
Really? How much would you pay over there?
Well, for that, geez, probably 5. No, 5.
The equivalent of £5.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
God.
A solid wine.
Because the tax, the VAT and the tax, so much so there, isn't it?
And to get it there, the shipping is expensive.
I'll go check that one out. So not only have we got a good delves into the mindset of one of the big hitters. We've got a red wine recommendation, folks.
There you
So
go.
it's double trouble. Look, my man, thanks for that. I'm going to press stop on record. We'll have a quick
Okay,
chat afterwards.
pleasure.
So thanks for that, Ryno. I'll hopefully
Pleasure,
watching
guys.
this. Okay, mate, I'll stop recording now.